Okay.
what's more exciting than doing it on YouTube? I got new Expo markers to play with today.
Okay. Priorities. Okay,
You know what's more exciting than doing it on YouTube? Oh God, is
now
that
we
me?
have an echo.
We need to shut that
Okay,
thing.
so we normally we talk about opportunity zones, but I know Deloria's got an opportunity, a deal that we were talking, going back and forth about actually analyzing. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
if you're good, I'd like to bring her on and let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's show her how Deal Hunter works, and then what she can do is she can see how we do it, and if she likes it, she can get a demo, a live demo with us, one-on-one, and see what she's able to do with it. So yeah, let's pull her up. What's her name again?
Deloria.
Deloria. Pleasure to meet you.
Deloria, are you there?
I'm clicking all the things. It's, is it, it's not letting me. Oh, there it goes.
There you are.
It took like
I
10 times to
love it.
click.
So happy that you're here. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Um, okay, so we are, sorry, we're having some interesting challenges today. Maybe it's because it's Halloween.
The main computer is
We got
currently
some
not functioning.
spooky spirits freaking my computer out.
Not
Um,
Um,
okay.
how about this? How about I'm able to, before we jump into this with Deloria, let me talk a little bit about the Landshark Mastermind and Titan Impact Group and Deal Hunter a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay, so are you going to show your face or are you just going to be a ghost?
I'm trying to do stuff. I'm getting set.
Okay.
Even when I come over here, I become the headless horseman. Like, ready? Watch. Gone. There I am, Casper, the friendly ghost. That's my name. So anyway, my name's Tommy D. I am one of the three founders of the Landshark Mastermind, and we are a group that came together out of three different directions. I'm a contractor, general contractor and developer for the last 30 years with a little bitty science degree. I met a couple of gentlemen that are from different backgrounds as well. Dr. Ning Young Chan is a one of our co-founders. He comes with a serious resume in sustainable agriculture, as well as a commercial broker in real estate and a private money broker. He's achieved his MLO as well. So he's licensed and doing all those things with us. And then our third founder, Roman Rubio, who I like to say earned his citizenship um, to the country at a very young man's age and is bilingual and does a lot of good things at the border between Mexico and the United States at his hometown of San Luis, Mexico. He was born in San Luis, Mexico, and San Luis is also a city in the state of Arizona. So Roman acts as the Economic Development Council liaison to about a half a dozen cities and municipalities, and that's a huge component to real estate investing. So the three of us combined decided that it was best to put together a mastermind, a brain trust, if you will, where we're able to maybe not be 100% experts in, uh, say, multifamily, but we collectively have enough life experience to determine if things are good or not. We can see the numbers, as Catherine likes to say, look at the numbers and let the numbers tell you what to do. People that have experience or maybe even expertise in other fields can kind of look at stuff and apply a knowledgeable logic to things that help, guide decisions. And this is proven evident back all the way to, back in the Gilded Age of America when you had the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and the Rothschilds and all those people of the running the world. They got together in brain trust masterminds and figured out how to make life easier for everybody, including themselves. And so that's what we kind of do here in the Land Shark Mastermind is we find a way to do real estate investing that provides for what I call Genesis Wealth. Our sponsor, Titan Impact Group, co-aligns with this mission by being sentinels of the American dream. They believe in building what is called impact wealth. And impact wealth means that if you do good and do well, if you can do good and do well, you must. And do so unapologetically, so that what we're able to do is we're able to make changes in this world without relying on the government to do so. And that kind of is where we're at as a collective. So we like to talk a little bit more about our sponsor, Titan Impact Group. The great CEO, Catherine Bell, who I have the pleasure of sitting next to. I need to go get my Titan hat and put it on today, don't I?
Your helmet.
Yeah, get my helmet. Titan Impact Group has come alongside with us to put together this podcast daily. We do a deal room call from 9 until 10 where we go over
Recording in progress.
Guys, we got the new. Shut everybody up. Hey. No. All right, it's over. Damn it. I wanted to hear no.
There we go. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so now we're on this computer. Let me go over here. There we go. What we've been able to do with Catherine Bell and Titan Impact Group is design AI components and AI stuff to help us do and analyze real estate deals. And so what we use in the deal room is we use what's called Deal Hunter by Landshark. And this is an AI model that we were able to put together that helps us cut the footwork of doing real estate investing down by what we've discovered to be at least 60%. So in some cases, 95%. So one of the cool things I like to tell people is this thing has the ability to be your real estate investment assistant, meaning that it already has talked to the realtor, the mortgage broker, the title company, the land surveyor, they talk to somebody that would even do like a feasibility study in some cases. Deal Hunter by Landshark was designed with 30 years of experience in real estate developing and investing, mostly on land. But what's surprising about AI is that the more conversations it has about things that it's interested in, and what I did was I put a lot of focus on this thing being interested in real estate investing. I taught it to think like Robert Kiyosaki, talk like Pace Morby, act like Grant Cardone. And these are moguls in the real estate investing world. And AI is smart enough to go out and get their personalities without having to get their paychecks. And so I don't have to put those paychecks into their pockets to get that little tidbit of information about how laundromats are cool and make money. Like, duh. So at that point, if I'm able to go and scrape that free information from the internet and put it into a model that is able to provide me with that kind of insight instantaneously on top of all the other professional hats that I need to address when I'm doing real estate investing, that's what Deal Hunter by Landshark became. With over 600 conversations, it's got a 4.7 or 4.8 star rating. It's been able to help people cut their real estate investing chores down quite a bit. Like it'll go out and do deal analysis, but it'll go out and do deal discovery. It'll also put together deals. Like it'll put together all the documents you need for your deals. It'll actually help you put together 3 or 4 case study scenarios on how you could actually fund your deals. It'll put together emails to investors. It'll put together bankable documents. It'll do research and discovery about property that you drive by. Like one of my favorite things is to do what's called driving for dollars. And when you go out driving for dollars, oftentimes you're collecting information to go back and use at your office or at your battle station. Like I used to do, I'd go out and just take pictures of property, come home, look them up, and spend 3 or 4 hours trying to find one deal to write a contract on. You know, I'd maybe send out about 10 or 20, hard letters a day through the U.S. Postal Service. That type of work used to take me anywhere between 4 and 6 hours a day to accomplish. and it'd be spread out over a 12 or 15-hour day because I couldn't do it all at once. I had to do it in bits and segments. With this Deal Hunter by Landshark, I can take my cell phone out when I see a property that looks like it might be an interesting piece of property, take a picture of it, and within minutes have all the data that it would have cost me 7 or 8 hours of time to do. I can have all that information at my fingertips on my phone while I'm still driving, and I literally have increased the ability to do deals and underwrite deals by 95%, meaning that I'm doing literally 9.5 times more deal underwriting than I've ever done before. So that's come through, like I said, working with Catherine Bell. We use catherinebell.ai as a virtual coach in real estate. So I encourage people to go there and talk to catherinebell.ai, maybe even give you some tips and pointers on how to work with Deal Hunter by Landshark. And if people are interested, we can get Deal Hunter by Landshark demos. We do one-on-ones with those as well. So all that being said, yeah, 2 minutes past, so let's jump into looking at how to get on Deal Hunter. You want to share the screen real quick? And our ChatGPT is a $20 version. You get onto it by going and getting the pro, is it called the plus version or pro version? It's plus. This is the plus version. And so on the plus version, you're able to basically get a lot more accomplished because there's no cutoff to the questions you ask. But you go explore your chat. If you go explore the GPTs, you'll see up here at the top, it's explore. And you search GPTs, you're going to type in Deal Hunter by Landshark. And when you get there, what it'll do is it'll provide you with the conversation starters and the chat option to start chatting. When you get in there and start going to have a conversation with it, up at the top, it says Deal Hunter by Landshark 4.0. If you want to get fancy dancy, you can change that over to the auto. If you put it on auto, what it does is it flips it over to 5.0, which is supposed to be more in-depth and searching. For our purposes right now, though, we're going to put it back to 4.0 because 5.0 takes forever sometimes, and it just takes too long. Legacy models, 4.0. But, yep. So on this version, we get a little bit more done faster that way. So let's see. Deloria, if you
Yes.
want, you said you have a property you'd like to take a look at. What type of property is it?
Well, so there's three in my area. I'm just off of the 10 at the Toltec exit in Eloy. And there's three properties out here that I don't know if they would be worth it at all. I just feel like they have potential. So one is a building. It's an old Dollar General, and it's right on Frontier, which parallels 10.
Okay.
It has a lot of traffic going by there. So I was thinking maybe one of the medical type facilities you guys are doing. For that one, I don't have any contact on that one. I'll give you the three and you pick which one. So there is one that I do have some contact information on. It's right where the 10 and the 8 meet, and it's a good big piece of property. It used to be an RV park.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that property.
Yeah, I just think it has so much potential. I took off, kind of snuck in the gate and went driving through there, and you can see where all the RV parks were, and it's 1,318 acres. And they just say submit offer. So I'd be happy to make some phone calls. I just want to see I just want to run it across you first. And the third one is again right off of Frontier, that parallels 10. And it used to be a mobile home park. And you can see out there where the meters were, the slabs were, there was some sort of central building. It was standing for a little while, but I think in the last year they've knocked it down. So anyway, I just see potential to me. So,
Right. Well, when you say potential, what is it that you potentially see?
well, I just think affordable housing. I think maybe reviving an RV park that, kind of has a bit of a skeleton already.
Right.
Uh, same with that mobile home park. Maybe even making that an RV park. At first, I wasn't sure, but I did a bit more digging and I found out it was a small mobile home park. But it could still be a RV park.
Right. RV park and mobile home park. There's a significant difference between the two, especially in the investor world. Sure. Some people in common world don't understand that there's a difference, but um what is it that you're looking to, as far as like from these deals, what would you want to get from them?
Um, well, um, I want to get into this market. So, um, I'd have to be doing a lot of sweat equity to be honest. But I'm willing to, roll my sleeves up and uh, pull my pants legs up and get working. So it's just a market I wanted to be involved with for a long time, and I didn't really know where to go. And then Tristan mentioned Catherine, so that's kind of where I'm at. So,
Nice, yeah. Tristan is part of our Landshark Mastermind. And so
nice.
what we do is we have a survey that we give potential members for the mastermind. And what we do is we kind of help narrow down and focus in on what it is that you want to accomplish in becoming a real estate investor, so that you can accomplish either the Genesis wealth or the impact wealth. Some people like generational wealth, etc. I mean, honestly, I started the mastermind more out of spite because I had joined so many other classes, masterminds, master classes, master class minds, all kinds of groups and organizations to be basically told what I already knew. I wanted a partner to do it with. And so out of spite, that's why I started the Landshark Mastermind, because like I'll give you all the stuff that I spent $500,000 on to go and learn. But we're here to actually do it, like put that stuff into action and use. So using AI, we've come up with surveys for our members to really customize the way that they are able to invest in real estate. Like some people like to be tenants in toilets. I don't know if you've heard that phrase before. Some people hate it.
Yeah.
And so some people think that instead of doing tenants and toilets, they want to do resorts where they're doing, even worse than tenants and toilets, because like sometimes vacation rentals are even worse when it comes to the way they turn out. So, but you wouldn't know these things until you talk to people that actually did it, or you're doing it yourself, you know. So Airbnb is another industry that's come up. It's coming back down. There's all kinds of variations of it as far as like co-living space now. Things called pad split are becoming real. And what it reminds me of are the ruins up north here in Arizona that are called the ruins of Montezuma, where they all lived inside of a cliff. That's what I call prehistoric multifamily. You
Yeah.
know,
Have you seen
so
the Casa Grande ruins? That's a
Casa,
multifamily.
yeah, Casa Grande ruins though were built by the Romans, not by Native Americans. So let that one, screw a wormhole in your brain. So,
Really?
yeah. So, go look up where the Romans went after they got their butts whooped by the Byzantines.
Wow.
So, uh, but to the point of what you're looking to do, if these deals are not something you can put 1% cash into, avoid them. Just because what you want to do is kind of leave those as something for later. It's kind of like avoid dessert. It doesn't say don't eat dessert. It says avoid dessert. Eat your vegetables, eat your mashed potatoes, eat your meatloaf before you eat your cherry pie, right? So what you're describing with the couple of things that you've looked at sound like cherry pies, right? The best of the best. I know that like that big 1,300 acre spot you looked at is one that I've got on my radar. We have $100 million land fund we're going to be launching in December, and that's one of my target properties to buy and rehabilitate. We've done 6 RV parks in the state. We're currently in the operations of 2 being built right now. And so RV parks is what I love to do. It's kind of like a hobby, but I also do industrial buildings like data centers. And we also do master plan developments where we're putting on 80 to 120 acres, we're going to put multiple installments of buildings from residential, multifamily, high density, single family, commercial, retail, commercial buildings like retail, office, and then even industrial, like logistics hubs and storage places. So we do all those things in between. So out of the 3, like I would pick the 1,300 acre one, but only just to show you the skills that we have with Deal Hunter. But if you had a deal that you like, if you want to get into, is there an asset class you want to get into specifically, or you're just kind of trying to do, what is your experience till now?
So I have, I don't want to be repetitive, but I was on here maybe 4 weeks ago or so. I started with a fix and flip, and I grew to 14 doors because I ended up keeping everything.
Nice.
Yeah, got out of it with a divorce, deeded him everything, got out of it. I just didn't like the way things were growing, and turned out I was right. And then I had just all long-term rentals. There was no such thing as short-term rentals back then.
Right.
Well, I ended up staying in a short-term rental, and I got the bug again. I think I just really never lost it. And so I got another rehab that I revived this old house and turned it into a short-term rental. Did really good. And it just kind of revived that for me. So now
Right.
I have a fourplex and a short-term rental. And I really I really was thinking this, but just reading one of Catherine's books, hearing her talk, I do want to own the dirt. I'd prefer the dirt. So
Yeah, and the dirt, getting into the dirt again is about being able to, it's different than a fix and flip. And so in the Landshark Mastermind, that's what we've developed the Landshark Mastermind for, was to kind of help seasoned investors who have a background in flipping land properties, or buy and hold rehabbing properties. Excuse me. We we cater to that group more so than just the straight raw, never invested in anything before, because you kind of learn some of the rules in residential that help you understand how investing works. But then we have to kind of untrain people on what we call the verticals. Excuse me, I got a wicked little tickle today.
I'm gonna go get you a cough drop. Be right back.
Much appreciated.
Listen,
The
I see you.
huh? I don't know. The tickling quitting. The example I give people is in residential, when you do a fix and flip, you already have water, electric, road, sewer possibly, or septic, because to have a house, to have a vertical, you have to have these things brought in to build the house. So anytime you have a vertical building there, it's easy to assume that water, electric, sewer, and access are there. Those 4 components are what bring value to the property that is raw dirt. So when you buy raw dirt, those are your first four questions. Like, because in residential, you wouldn't even think about it. In residential, you're like, how many square foot is it? In land, like, it doesn't, like, in land, you're not necessarily worried about how many square foot it is, you're worried about how many acres is it. It's a different, so it's learning the different terminology. It's kind of like learning a fancy way of speaking French. So there's the basic common version of French, and then there's this, other elevated level of French, and that's what I call land, talking like a landman. I didn't know that was actually a TV show till recently either. So
It's good.
kind of funny, but when I was a kid, my goal was growing up was to own a plywood sign that had my phone number on it and said for sale, and I just go out and put that on property and then sell it. That was like, as a little boy, that's what I wanted to be when I grew up, and here I am doing it. I also, my first job was selling rocks, and I own a rock selling. I actually own a decorative rock company. So like, not a lot's changed for me in 40, 44, 45 years. So, but what I have been able to do is help people learn about the things that I did in 45 years. So if you want to own the dirt, there's a couple of ways of going about that. And for example, in a mobile home park, you're owning the dirt, people are paying you lot rent, you don't have to worry about tenants and toilets. But what you do have to worry about is bad neighbors and bad actors, stabilizing the community. It's just a different level of dealing with things. You are still dealing with tenants and toilets, but it's a different kind of tenant and toilet. It's not under the unit, it's under the whole community, right? And so those are the things that that we try to get into and discuss with people. Another way of owning dirt, for example, is going out, and I have a buddy that's out buying mobile homes. And he's buying them and doing all the work himself, 100% of the work, but he's keeping the cost of everything under 100,000, and then he's doing owner financing on these things for 150,000. And the reason why he's able to do that is he comes from the used car lot industry. He comes from being a used car lot operator and selling used cars at auction and stuff. And he understood the model because he did it in a moral and ethical way. He didn't do buy here, pay here type scams. He actually helped people get into reliable transportation. And what he decided to do was use SRA, same rules apply. And he's a member of our mastermind, Sergio Gonzalez. He buys these disheveled and ruined properties, fixes them up, makes them into reliable living quarters, and then sells them to people on owner financing instead of being a slumlord. That made him the bank. Excuse me. Because what he's able to do is he's able to create these performing notes that he's able to then take to a secondary market and sell these performing notes on a secondary market and be able to make his money back if he needs to, or he just works with people until they're able to get back 100% on their feet. Makes him feel good. It's his impact. It's what makes him feel good about being able to do these things. So taking his success from doing very successful business in a very stigmatized industry. The used car business is very stigmatized for shady people. And our friend and partner Sergio Gonzalez comes from a business that's like that, with moral and ethical standards that made him stand up above all the rest of those people. And so he's been able to bring that to real estate, and we're very excited and grateful to have him as part of our program. So I want to say I appreciate you coming back. If you've been in this meeting before, Deloria, we appreciate you coming in, and so if owning the dirt is what you want to do, let's pull up Deal Hunter by Landshark and throw. Let's look at that Dollar General. Do you have cross streets maybe?
I do. It's a Frontier and Estrella. ASTRELL. No, excuse me,
Yes, yeah.
ESTRELLA.
Put it on dictate so I can tell it what to do. I would like to take a look at some commercial property at this intersection located in
Eloy,
Eloy, Arizona. And we would like to discover what is going on with the Dollar General there around that intersection we just showed you. Run this deal and get back to me with all the information you can, scraping the listing websites and any kind of public record information about the property.
oh, you know what? I do apologize. That was where the mobile home park intersection was. This one is, let me just grab it.
Yep.
Sorry, I gave you the wrong intersection. Let's see, this one's gonna be. That building right there, and that is West Shria, Shira. Frontier and West Shria. It's actually the building is in really, really good shape. I don't know why it's just sitting there. I don't
Is it
see
Eloy?
Eloy. I don't see any signage.
Let's see what it can find.
Yep.
So this is it here?
So the Tumbleweed Inn restaurant should be across the street, across West Shria.
Here?
So if it's right there, then that would be correct. Yes.
Well, it shows that there's a Dollar General store listed at 4002 West Frontier Road.
So
Uh,
they built another one right up the road and moved. So this
Right.
one's just an empty building. It's in very good condition.
Mm-hmm.
Great parking lot.
Right, and so typically with these, the owner of this land is typically a developer and or a family office. Right, or a hedge fund. They own the land, they own the building. Or Dollar General owns the building and has what's called an MLA on it. We get up, you know, is it? Okay. They have an MLA or master lease agreement. So let's see if it'll provide us with the information on that. Mhm. It's been discovered that this building has been vacated and they moved to a different location with a different building. Do a deep dive analysis on that property and discover if it's owned by Dollar General or if it's held under an MLA. So it'll go off and start digging into this. One of the things that the Land Shark Mastermind does is we provide you with a survey, and we can do this for you, just to kind of give you some more direction. But we provide you with a survey that we have you fill out and get back to us. We plug it into AI, and it allows I allow AI to kind of apply the rules of engagement that we put into it, to give you a kind of like a roadmap on the direction to go, or a business plan, if you will, because it does contain an executive summary. So we'd be able to send that over to you. Let you run that. We can put it through the system for you. The more detail you provide, the better, the better the analysis comes out. So. It doesn't show anything about the specific ownership of it. So in these cases here, it typically gives you a next step to confirm ownership versus lease, like doing a deed search. Talking to a title company is sometimes the easiest way to go about it. doing a review of the assessor's website. Or even just, doing a, uh, uh, doing a reach out to the, uh, what we call it, the real estate division of Dollar General. Watch this. I need to get the real estate division of Dollar General information so I can do a direct contact to them to do more discovery about this property. And so it should be able to provide me with this information. Back when I was in Florida, I did a lot of real estate for 7-Eleven, McDonald's, Home Depot and Lowe's and CVS. And I say it that way because I could build basically the same blueprints for each one of them and they'd take it. So. So here's the information to get a hold of them. And we can share this conversation with you so that you don't have to redo any of this. You can just start with this conversation. What we do is we grab it right here and we share the conversation with you via a link. I take this link and I can just put it right into the chat. If I can find the chat. Over here, right?
No, it's over here. It's right there.
That one.
And then paste right there.
And if I put that in the chat, you'll be able to then just go straight from that, Deloria, and take that with you into your GPT and continue the conversation.
Yep.
So the way that Deal Hunter keeps the information for you, I don't know if you are you how savvy you are on AI or ChatGPT. Are you comfortable with it?
I poke around on it. I mean, I use it, but I'm still green.
Right. Well, if you're able to get into the Explorer GPT, you can search for it there. But once you start talking to the conversation there, it will bring that. You should be able to talk through it right there in that conversation. So.
Okay. Yeah, I've got it pulled up. Thank you.
Yeah. Some of the other things that we do, and this, if you were in buy and hold, maybe you can tell me what you think the value of this would be, but it was something that I was inspired by my dad, who was a general contractor most of my life. And one thing him and I used to do a lot of was go out on free estimates. And it was a ridiculous amount of work to get very little reward. Sometimes only 20 or 30% of the contracts that we would write would end up actually becoming contracts that we would perform. And so I designed and came up with what I called free estimates, and it would literally replace the need to go out and analyze property or look at property from any standpoint. And how I did this was we can add photos and pictures here of up to 20 up to 20 images of property. And that could be kitchen angle, 4 different positions in the kitchen. I would load these up to it and say, here's 4 pictures of a kitchen. I need you to give me an estimated remodel price of this kitchen, and do it with high-end finishes. It will provide me with that estimate or really close to it for that remodel. But one thing that, like I said before, is that it went, I call it an incredible Hulk on me. And now I can get it to do estimates on large 300 to 400 acre tracts of property and provide me detailed breakdowns of what it would cost to do dirt work. And so it does everything in between. So free estimates is another awesome tool I did again build this with my dad in mind, and he was a rehabber. He liked doing rehab work. He liked doing historical rehab work. And so a lot of my experience in rehab comes from doing buildings that are over 100 years old, working on projects that have significant value based on the length and longevity of the building still standing. So shoring up walls, we've lifted, 4-story and 6-story buildings, and put them on stilts so that we could put new foundations under them and build them back up, because the 300-year-old limestone foundations were finally giving way a little bit. So going back and reinforcing, limestone foundations and stuff was what I grew up into. And so pre-estimates is something that would have helped significantly in the estimating of that work, finding the resources to get that work done. And so free estimates is a pretty amazing tool. I'll give you a quick example. I have a house in Scottsdale, area code 85260. It's 3,500 square feet. And it was built 35 years ago with no upgrades to the house. Please give me a moderate and a high level estimate for doing work in this house. I would like to get it to become more modernized inside, as well as cleaner finishes outside. So give me an estimate for interior and exterior work and break this down line item by line item. Create this in a canvas so that I can edit, copy, or download the information once it's complete. And so from this, it's just going to kind of imagine what I'm looking for. It might ask me some questions to get further into it with it. So let's see, did it stop? No, it's moving. There it goes. I see it right there. Still cooking. We can start at the top, kind of look through it. So, oh, there it goes. It's all done. Total estimate, moderate is 138. And then if I did all the other work, total high-end estimates like 278. And that is exactly like I'm thinking of the house right across the street. And we've already done a manual breakdown of that house and came up with basically the same info. But here it shows demolition at 6,000, interior painting at 9,500, floor replacement at 2,100, kitchen remodel 2,800. So it's hitting all the components, right? So doing mid-grade work on the exterior gives us that exterior total. So dropping down here, doing a full interior gut goes up, the interior prep, all this increases. HVAC replacement does not have on here to do a roof from what I can see. So oh, it does, new roofing. So it's only allowing 25,000 for full roof replacement. I'm gonna have to jack that up. It's actually 60 grand. So we can adjust that right here. Watch this. I want everything broke down by square foot price, including the total cost. So make everything square foot price. Make sure to put on the new roofing that we're gonna be at approximately $7 a square foot, because we're doing a metal roof back. We'll be replacing the barrel tiles with a metal roofing. So add that to it and make these adjustments now. And so instead of rewriting the whole thing, what it does is it goes back and actually edits right in the canvas. So boom, it brings the canvas down again and rewrites it. Where it used to give me just a price, it's now going to provide me a square foot cost. So now I can actually verify that with a contractor, call them on the phone and say, hey, what are you charging for interior doors and trim? He's like, oh, $230, $2.30 a square foot. Okay, boom. Now I know, like we're on target. So And so it shows right there, moderate estimate is about $40 a square foot. That's not bad. I think it could be a little bit higher though, honestly. And maybe it's because I do high end, but down here in the high end, it's got at 80, right? So if it's at 40 here and 80 there, it's just doubling the price of all the things that we're doing, which sounds pretty much about right, you know. So throwing that roof in there still, I think what it did was it actually adjusted. No, it left it at $7 a square foot, but it made it $3,500. So what it didn't do is it did not make the roofing, it only gave me the square footage of the house. You need to adjust the roofing square footage to accommodate a 512 pitch roof on 3,500 square foot livable. So the total footprint of the house is over 4,200 square feet. So calculate the roof pitch at a 512 pitch and adjust the price according to that information. Now, you don't necessarily need to know that, you know, what a 512 pitch looks like. You can just assume that the roof is going to be slightly bigger than the whole house because it covers the whole house and there's more room, right? So I know that it's 512 pitch because I've been doing roofing long enough and doing construction long enough to know what a 512 looks like. So I told it need to adjust it, so there adjusted it. Now it then adjusted, we'll go back and adjust it in the actual estimate. And then from here, I can actually take this and go into download and download it as a Word document and create the Word document and then send that to my contractor. Say, here's what I expect. Boom, done. So what would have taken my dad a couple hours to do, I was able to accomplish in like 10 minutes. So, and that's why I made free estimates. It's not to replace anybody, it's just to make your life easier as a rehabber or as a contractor or as an investor trying to figure out what is it going to cost me to do these projects. You know, the house I have in question here is currently on the market for like $960. I think the ARV in the area is like 1.4. So if I put all of the total work into it to get it where it needs to be, say 300,000. If I bought it for 960 and add 300,000 to it on that one, you know, 1.2 plus. So if ARV is 1.4, there's not a lot of room in there, you know. My margin's pretty narrow, and watch what I can do here. The house that I have in question is on the market for 960. So if we gave them a total of if we were able to negotiate the price down to $915,000 and we put the total high-end estimate into the work, factor in all the closing costs and fees, and give us a total cost to purchase the property. Keep in mind that we want to get, we believe the comps in the area have this house at approximately $475 per square foot, and that's what the comps in the area show. So give us an idea of what that looks like for our return on investment. And so giving it complex problems to solve provides us the opportunity to, you know, make an educated decision. Is this something I want to get into? Maybe, maybe not. Where's the red flags? Because like we said in the beginning, we're looking at red flags on property. So it says the estimated profit is $435,200 with an ROI of 35%. That's pretty good. I think that I maybe gave it more on the comp side. So let me readjust it and say, I like the 475, but I actually meant 425. Can you rerun the numbers? And just like that, it's able to provide me with more information. Without having to do all the work, like it'll do it for me. And here we go. Now I'm at 20% ROI. Not bad. So for us in the Landshark Mastermind, we work at a a minimum of 40% ROI. The reason why we do this is because we joint venture with everybody we work with. And so we find it important for people to be able to get reasonable ROI. And this is a reasonable ROI for an individual investor. But when you're team investing, and when I say team investing, I'm not necessarily referring to like doing investing like a syndication or as a limited partnership. I'm talking about like three people getting together and one has this resource, one has this resource, and one has this resource, and we all attack the problem at once. Land Shark is kind of that way, and that's what sharks do is they work together and team together to take down big giant dead carcasses of whales. And sometimes in real estate, a big piece of property is basically like a dead whale in the ocean. It serves no value until it becomes torn apart and broken into smaller pieces so that the ecosystem of the ocean can then come alive. And so Land Shark is that. We go in to find properties that have, certain things, whether it's a custom home in Scottsdale, or it's a vacant piece of property in rural Arizona that has a gold mine and a water tower on it. So like we'll go into anything now that we have AI and it's able to show us quickly what our risks are and what our benefits are. And we can make very strong decisions and start to take action instead of constantly analyzing deals. So it is getting close to our finish up. Catherine has already spun off onto all of her other big projects that she loves to do, even though today's supposed to be her show. I hijacked the mic and that's okay because she loves when I do that anyway. But come back next week on Monday. We'll be talking about residential deals. We're supposed to have a couple of people coming back with residential deals. Oh, she's coming back for her favorite part, the outro, as you will.
My favorite part. I thought that's what you asked for.
Right? We're there. We always try to make sure that everybody leaves with a happy heart. And so I always try to say a prayer. Heavenly Father, we ask that you continue to bless and guide all the people with us today and take them out into your world so that they may do your will. Give them the power and the grace to do so. In your name we pray. And so with that, that's a wrap for our first Halloween edition of the Deal Room. No tricks here, just solid strategies and scary good opportunities.
So absolutely, we face the fears, tackle the unknowns, and turn the haunted houses into profitable investments.
So remember, the only thing spooky in real estate is sitting on the sidelines while somebody grabs your deal.
So we're live here every weekday at 9 a.m. sharp in the Land Shark Mastermind, where the brave investors gather to learn, share, and close deals together.
Make sure to subscribe to the Deal Hunter YouTube channel, found over on Titan Impact Group's YouTube channel at TIG20B to catch all our replays and new episodes.
And head over to landsharkmastermind.com to join the movement and get into the room. Let's learn, network, deal hunt.
And landsharkmastermind.com actually is in construction, so it should be up here pretty soon. We'll get that up ASAP. So hope everyone has a great day. And Deloria, thanks for coming. We'll be sure to make sure you send a message to Catherine if you can to get our survey, and we'll get that over to you so that you can get that filled out and figure out what kind of investing is going to be best for you.
Will do. For
Awesome.
sure.
Thanks for coming in, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.